After 35 minutes, their win rate probability definitely drops down because they're playing against a Storm Spirit Dawnbreaker. Like you have
the global,
you have a global presence as well. Like both teams do have with Clockwork Zeus on Entity, and on the side of Boom, you have Storm Spirit plus a Dawnbreaker. So easy to set things up. And here we go, Gary.
Here we go. 5 heroes smoked aside. Let's see. They're on opposite sides of the map though, so no level 1 clash just yet. Getting out there with their early observer wards. Stormer on that tiny, but we're watching Boom up in that top jungle. Jackie leading the charge. Quick little sentry into that camp. Block it up early on. And the potential here for them to walk into Stormer. If he steps away from that mid-tier 1,
it's a
kill on the tiny.
It's a very important game. He's definitely not going to go for any kind of a risky play. We'll hold onto that tower, get some extra regen, get some extra armor, and they can scout things out with wolves, which Toby is doing exactly that.
Yeah, something we've seen from a lot of these Lycan players, using those wolves primarily as scouting tools. You know, get that move command onto an enemy hero, especially when they're invis on the wolves, and see everything coming. And there, the scouting tool used to try and spot the vision. It's not there though. There's no observer ward mid. I think it might just have been Yopaj with his body scouting the wolf at that moment. And Bounty Runes 2 for 2. Everybody dead even to start off this one.
They're swapping things around a bit on side of Entity, putting Zeus with Lycan. This is not a killer lane by any means, and Saberlight will be playing Enigma. In a game where it matters, he's like, yeah, give it to me. You know, Toby, you're a great Enigma player, but remember the previous major, I want to do some big things.
Yeah, it's like Sheepo was saying, right? They picked that Clockwork, and it kind of meant Saberlight would be playing that ranged hero because he's going to be paired up with Fishman most of the time. And then you've got Kataomi, the ranged hero with the melee Lycan, which is more of a favored way of doing things, right? Having one range, one melee in each of your side lanes, just to give yourself that little bit of shift up in terms of harassment and tankiness.
It also gives them a little bit more kill potential on the bottom lane, because Clockwork plus Enigma, if they manage to catch Keeper of the Light, it's a bit of a tough one. And yeah, so checking some of the stats.
That Radiant win rate.
Radiant 100%, Dire 85.
Well, Yopaj.
Over 13 games. And on the mid lane, we do have Stormer playing against Storm, so a lot of Storms here. Both are going to go for the bottle, of course. I've seen Stormer carrying the games really hard, and the one thing I noticed about his Tiny is that he picks up an earlier shard from a mid lane, especially because they do have like 2 offlaners in the team, Saberlight playing one and Toby playing the other, so he wants to be able to get some extra farm and scale.
Right, yeah. Make him one of those big beastie cores. I think Stormer throughout this tournament, he's been incredibly impressive, not only with his patience and his spell casting, but everything he does seems to be very crisp and clean. You know, there's no misclicks, there's no mistakes made. Every initiation is, he waits for the perfect moment to go in, knows exactly when his spells need to come. And with a hero like Tiny, it's incredibly important. You know, when you jump in with the Avalanche Toss, whether you want to actually go for the kill combo or toss someone back, and when you're able to actually burst someone from 100 to 0.
He's been amazing throughout the DPC and this major as well, and seems like a pretty chill guy.
Yeah.
Considering that it's his first big LAN, like just the whole team, they feel extremely not stressed, I would say. I mean,
Toby.
Toby in trouble.
Zap down. Tim's gets your first blood. Boom, off to a good start. FBZ was thinking about to go on to Kataomi onto tower there, but creep wave dying. And Lycan, that first kill. It's incredibly important here for Boom because he's very much a tempo hero, isn't he? Gets those aura items, gets the helm creep, and he's running at your towers. If you're able to slow him down even by a couple of minutes, you give yourself such a nice bit of breathing room.
They want to have this big timing with the Helm of the Overlord. Looking at the heroes from Boom, they don't have that one hero that can kill it other than CK, so if you can delay that timing, as you mentioned, that's going to be pretty big, because Entity's lineup is all about the zoo, it's all about hitting the right timings, grouping up and taking the towers, forcing enemies inside the Roach Pit and taking that fight as well.
So Enigma's a zoo hero as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, little Eidolons able to push out. Scam and Jackie down bottom. Doing a decent job clearing Eidolons with Illuminate and getting on top of them with the CK's hits. Fishman unable to really fully secure free farm for Saberlight, 11-6, but they have contested CKs. You know, he sat there dead even with the Enigma. As we see in the other lanes, 18-5 Tiny 18 on the Dawn Storm, and Lycan being held
They
back
cannot
just
stop
a little bit.
Dawnbreaker from farming in this lane. They have a decent amount of AoE, especially when they hit level 3. So much magic damage against the Wolf. They do have magic resistance, but still, it's going to be a lot of spam. And Kataomi needs to be careful. Every single time he uses Lightning Bolt, that means that they have nothing to stop the Starbreaker with.
Oh, that's true. And they need that to stop the chain stuns coming in, because drag back into a Starbreaker. They've got that displacement onto a pretty slow hero like Zeus. Even though he's got Heavenly Jump, he can still get caught and picked off. Tims is looking for it. He's got Telekinesis ready, but the Heavenly Jump over the trees. Very well timed by Kataomi.
Tims was waiting for that, tried to use Telekinesis while he's in Heavenly Jump, stop it, but didn't mention to do it.
Close one for him.
Playing very aggressive on Stormstormer. Stormstormer getting the boots, made the slot, put tangos in his backpack, and now has water rune to work with. Yopaj did already pick it up, and Kataomi will go down. This top lane is not going as expected for Entity.
It's really not. It's Dawnbreaker and Rubik, and now, Courier Snipe as well. Tango's removed. Toby's laning stage here being demolished. This is pre-catapult wave, and they're doing some, pretty good damage onto tier 1. Chip away at that, and maybe they can come in with a full push at 5 minutes.
They don't threaten a kill on Dawnbreaker until Lycan gets level 6, and considering that he died once, just hit level 4, Dawnbreaker is going to hit level 6 before that. So very, very difficult lane for Entity. They're going to need Tiny to rotate top and try to stabilize this lane. So 6-minute rune definitely needs to be checked by one of the Entity supports.
Yeah, start rotating in. Guard things up, get that Tiny off to a good start as well. Saberlight just keeps on denying creeps. Very irritating here for Jackie. 13 denies. Some of them will be on Eidolons, but a catch onto Skem. Fishman and Saberlight move forward with the Malefice, finding the kill on the Kotl.
Had Fairy Fire ready, but did not want to use it. He thought he's dead anyway.
Well, he'll come back to lane full resources. Well, finally, we see a little bit of life out of Entity in one of these other lanes, because so far it's been Boom all the way. Move into mid. Like you said, right, the Zeus comes in and the Clockwork from both of these side lanes, and Boom will bring Skem on this Kotl, as well as Tim's Rubik to try and guard the top one. Oh, it looks like Yopaj maybe thinking about going for the kill here. Very low HP and running out of mana. Stormstormer's hasted, tosses him, Storm nearly dead, Yopaj, he'll ball across, defended under his tower, the lightning from Kataomi, but they've got the drag back in.
Stormstormer has it.
It looks like he does, but the avalanche comes just in time! Stormstormer kills the Storm!
That was a very aggressive move. He's gonna TP back to his fountain, replenish his bottle, full HP, full mana. Meanwhile, Kataomi will get some XP on the mid lane. He definitely needs it.
And it's all down to what you said, right? The support's rotating in, guarding that rune, getting the haste on Tiny. Imperative to their success in this post-laney stage breakdown.
Sometimes, I mean, Dota is a beautiful game and RNG is involved, so if it's spawn stop, this doesn't happen, but still, I feel very confident for Boom, because you do have Storm Spirit and you have Keeper of the Light replenishing his mana. Dawnbreaker just hit level 6, so next time Entity tries to do something like that, Dawnbreaker will ulti on top of it and stop any kind of aggressiveness that Entity is trying to put.
Yeah, there's RNG for sure, but if you don't go for those opportunities or chances, you're not going to be favored by it. Well, bottom, Jackie in the cogs, Stormstormer again, aggressive under this tier 1, but the CK's alive and the Dawnbreaker turns back on the Tiny. Very tanky Stormstormer, though, has the avalanche to retreat away from Boom's reaction. Oh, in comes Yopaj, though, the long ball in, and the Kotl blasts him down.
Yeah, this is what we expected. Dawnbreaker ulti once you hit that level 6, and this is not your position to Zeus that can match the global presence, having that Thundergod's Wrath. Kataomi still trying to find some XP, get that level 6, because it's global presence from Boom is much stronger than Entities, and this Dawnbreaker's off to a really good start. 3.7k net worth, 7-8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and you can even consider the Storm Spirit to be maybe semi-global, as he'll pick off Fishman here. One more ball to the high ground secures it. Low on resources now, though, but he's got the backup of Tim's. The Heavenly Jump still aiming for him. Stormstormer chucks the bone at him, gets the snipe from miles away.
That was nicely done. Kataomi providing vision with the lightning bolt, but they managed to kill the Saberlight. And all these trades, if Boom can keep trading and not fall behind in terms of the net worth, it's really good for them. Because one more time, Entity, they're on the clock. Having Lycan and Enigma as your cores, eventually you're going to start to fall off.
Absolutely. Well, Scam now getting a bit of free time up top. Kataomi dewarding, and Yopaj is going to come here, soak up that little bit of extra farm that's been left to him. And this gives Tim's time in the mid lane to get his experience, a little bit of gold. He's got a lot of tanky items here. Very important against the Tiny, isn't it, for these supports to build bracers and fluffy hats?
Yeah, I wanted to mention it. Definitely love his build, getting the raindrop, a casual bracer, and a fluffy hat, so he can't be blown up by Tiny's combo. Understanding that, mana boots, it's important. You still do have Keeper of the Light in case it's needed. Most of the time will be used on Storm Spirit, but still you feel, you want to be that tanky guy. And both supports hitting level 6 pre-10 minutes on Boom compared to Clockwork being level 4.5.
Oh, the toss back.
Zeus is level 6.
Woo! Kataomi and Stormer pairing up again, and the tip's coming to Yopaj. Oh, they've killed this Storm off a couple of times now. His momentum halted. And Entity finding their way back into this game through this Tiny and the Zeus.
That mental warfare, definitely. You need to bring something else to the table except the 5 players. So trying to tilt Yopaj potentially. Clockwork.
Fishman, very forward positioning. Doesn't really have any backup here. There's a couple of tiny illusions, but it looks like he's just going
nicely done by
the
Tim.
quad steal. He gets it done, cancels the TP. I thought Fishman was out of there, safe and sound. Scam and Tim's a little more work to do with Yopaj arriving to get the kill, and that's going to untilt him, right? If you had that mental warfare going one way, allowing the Storm to get that kill, going to lift his spirits again.
Yeah, definitely a freebie. And Tim's, he was thinking about keeping the Avalanche because this is one of the better abilities that you can have at this point, but decided to go with the cogs, and seeing those green cogs stop the TP, beautifully done. Dawnbreaker, again, ultimate available. So if Entity tries to make a move, he still didn't see power off Lycan. He does have Helm of the Dominator, does have an extra Wolf. Stacking the Wolves.
Yeah, an Alpha Wolf leading the pack. Comes back up top to defend tower against this 10-minute catapult wave. Toby should be able to keep it defended for now, as Entity have smoked Stormer, this time with Fishman. Not roaming around with the Zeus anymore. Looking for FBZ, who has been an incredibly difficult hero to catch and kill, but with a shapeshift and the Avalanche, they'll close in on the Dawn, and response from Boom is to come in and try and fight this. Fishman's landed onto Scam, hooked straight into him. Kotl caught out, and Tim just has the cogs defensively to run away.
Beautifully done by Fishman. He was blocking potentially a path where Dawnbreaker's going to use the hammer and try to get through. He was already there with the battery assault ready if she decides to make a jump, and 2 big kills. This is the type of kills that Entity needs. They need to keep this momentum going. Saberlight on the bottom lane. Gets the tower very close to Blink Dagger.
This is that timing around those catapult waves, utilizing them to perfection there, Entity. Defending top and also pushing bottom, synchronized across the map. Lycan and Tiny doing pretty decently net worth-wise with that GPM. Flowing gold into their pockets. The Helm, the upgraded Helm, well on its way, as Tiny gets jumped by the Solar Guardian and Ball Lightning. Stormer does have some teammates here, but the cogs trap him inside, and that allows Storm just to rip into it. Fishman dies, joins his buddy in the grave. 2 heroes down, and Toby might be next. Oh no, they see Saberlight. They don't want to walk high ground into this enclosed area, but they do catch Toby out here off HP. Tim's, was he a wolf tossing people around? That's not allowed. Saberlight still holding Black Hole while Boom get kill after kill.
And Boom will retreat. Man, Tim's is doing some godly work on this Rubik.
He's stealing everything!
We saw the Alpha Wolf taken by the Helm, but I think he is the Alpha Wolf, the real Giga Chad in this one, because the work that he puts in every single fight, he's 3-0-6, involved in 9 out of 10 kills. It's not about dealing damage with Wolf, because your damage is pretty limited. It's also about sometimes the threat of a black hole is bigger than actually using the black hole, kind of a thing. Trying to scare the enemies. Yeah,
just like, oh god, he's a wolf now, better run away. But the fact also he had that additional move speed to gap close, get onto someone, and then he got a toss back. He's stealing everything. That Team 5 victory allows Jackie to push out top tier 1, finally even the score in terms of objectives on the map. Entity amassing their forces mid, though. And here's that zoo. Eidolons with Lycan summons. Tier 1 tower mid taking a beating. And even with the Illuminate and Celestial Hammer, it's difficult to clear through everything that Entity has. That'll do a lot of damage onto FBZ. Storm, he zips in towards Toby, allowing Dawn to get away and dodging the avalanche. Well played. Yopaj, he's out of there for now, but the tower will still collapse. They can't keep defending him. Fishman and Saberlight, he's stunned. He didn't get off the black hole. Something clipped him there that didn't allow him.
Telekinesis from Tim straight away, not allowing Clockwork to connect with his power cogs and try to push him back, and not having enough time for Enigma to potentially use the black hole.
Tim's. And that was the debut of the Blink Dagger on the Enigma. Really wanted something more out of that. And they see the invis tiny here. Sentry Ward, Spot Stormer coming. Well, if they can kill Tim's, he's honestly a pretty big kill for them. Avalanche, toss, Solar Guardian in, Yopaj healed back up by FBZ, and Stormer turned around on. Yopaj survives, gets away from the Thunder God's Wrath as well, while Fishman and Kataomi jumped upon again.
It's time to change.
Double comes in for FBZ. Toby, oh, what have you landed yourself in now? FBZ picks up the triple, and they aim for Tier 1 tower.
Man, Yopaj item build, we didn't point this out, but he does have a raindrop casual cloak on a storm.
Yeah.
It's something that you don't expect to see. And also a soul ring, so he's super tanky. Decides to go in, cause a lot of issues in the backlines, forcing Entity to go on him, and then Dawnbreaker comes in clutch.
So did he dodge Thunder God's Wrath with Ball Lightning, or was that just the cloak and the wand kicking in? Because he was very low HP, and I saw the Zeus ulti arrive. Well, see the Solar Guardian here, keeping him alive. Healing that storm back up, because he's zipping all over the place. And Kataomi, he uses ulti. No, it's just the cloak.
I think it's the cloak, yeah, not allowing him to die there. His itemization actually what's making the difference in this fight. And then you do have a chase ability. And Lycan coming in a bit too late. Like this game, it's falling apart for Entity.
Yeah, 4K lead for Boom. 14-7. What are we, 16 minutes in right now. We're getting some really big key items up for them. We've had that Echo Saber for FBZ in the previous fight, but now well on his way to BKB. Force Staff, not too far away there for the Rubik, as Tim's pretty nicely farmed on his position 4. 4,200 net worth.
And holding Zeus ulti for now. Level 11, 16 minutes into the game, almost level 12.
Ready to strike. Oh, but Fishman with Saberlight. They'll spot out Tim's, and this really is a big kill on a support if they can get it. Storm, he's in the black hole! Saberlight just solos him with it. Yopaj, he's been towing the line between genius and insanity with some of these Ball Lightnings in.
And we did curse him. We praised Tim's a couple of times. Suddenly he dies. He just straight up dies immediately after we said it.
Well, who should we talk about next? What's Jackie doing? How's the Chaos Knight?
Play-by-play caster.
What's he up to?
We don't want anything happen to you, Gary, don't we?
No, please don't curse me.
Also, Enigma going for a bit of a different item build. We do see Spirit Vessel from time to time. In a game like this, you are playing against Rubik, so it's going to take a lot of time until you get to BKB, potentially a Lincoln Sphere. So he wants to keep the momentum, going for a bit more damage, reducing the healing from Dawnbreaker and CK. But we didn't talk too much about Jackie. He's been silently farming, involved in 3 out of 14 kills. Understand what the job is. Does have that armlet, Echo Saber, will disassemble it, go into BKB, and that's going to be a big timing, because there are like no abilities that he is afraid of when he has BKB other than the black hole. Yeah,
and once he gets to the point at which he can make the jumps, along with the Storm, who goes in right now. Kataomi low, with the Solar Guardian comes, Yopaj balls away. This time, dodges the Thunder God's Wrath, and Stormer unable to kill Tim's just yet until he chucks the bone at him. FBZ on the run, but Entity, they're punching back, and pretty hard at that. Toby charging in. Oh, they want more. They see Scam. They stun him up, and the damage is substantial onto him. All the toss back on the CK. Jackie, armor toggle, get away from this. I don't know if he can survive, though. They're going to keep on chasing him. Stormer can come in, but they don't even need him.
Oh, the Spirit Vessel coming in clutch, and also Entity hitting a big timing, getting that Helm of the Overlord. CK still not ready to battle the big dragon. So they're using what their lineup is really good.
No way.
Stormer,
no way.
No way.
No way.
Solo kill here.
Stormer. You talked about it in that mid lane, and Stormer against Storm. We know who's coming out on top, though.
Boom just lost 5k net worth lead that they
It's gone.
And it's completely negated. Saberlight will have another black hole in a minute, so with the next Lycan ulti, they should try to force a fight near the Roche pit and potentially get Roche out of this, because this lineup does rely on Roche.
Through this tournament, if there's one thing that LGD has taught us and the teams, it's laning stage means nothing. Net worth lead means nothing. If you can have a couple of perfect, well-executed team fights, you can come back into the game from any state.
Now, can we see that win probability again? I'm not sure if I saw it correctly.
Is it shifted? Whoa. That can't be right.
87?
87? Oh, so
I don't know where these numbers are coming from.
Ice Frog likes Spectre and Ice Frog likes Zoo. Loves
and
the Chen, loves the Lycan.
The Zeus as well.
The Zeus, yes. Oh, FPZ doesn't get high ground with his hammer, and Fishman's in with the hook shot.
They need BKBs on Boom. One is about to be finished on Dawnbreaker. They still need some time on Storm Spirit and also CK to be able to finish it.
Scam does have his 4 staff now. Trying to buy these defensive items to save the CK, the Storm from these avalanches, cogs, and the Wolves chasing them. BKB coming up next for Yopaj. Quite distant from it still. A desperation. And Jackie. Yeah, we have this window now. Well, there's going to be, what, 3-4 minutes with no BKBs? Maybe CK gets his a little earlier with disassembling the Echo Saber. But Entity with Black Hole ready, Thunder God's Wrath ready, and it feels like it might just be go time again, especially around Roshan, 20 minutes in.
If Boom can delay the game for another 2-3 minutes until there's 3 BKBs available on the team, that'd be great for them.
Yeah. That's when things start to look a little bit better. And the clouds disappear, the sun comes out. But right now, it's a rainy day for Boom.
Hookshot bottom, Dawnbreaker getting caught again. Does have a BKB this time.
FPZ down to 500 HP. Healed up a little bit and does pop
Rainbow
the BKB.
TPs,
Catch out Fishman. Boom comes down with numbers. Panic, panic, panic. Yeah, Fishman, he's baited them in. That's worth it, isn't it? Clockwork Death for 5 TPs. Now you've got the whole map at your disposal as Entity.
Plus a BKB. They use the scan. Enigma immediately TPs out because scan connected. He knows something is up. They're going to try to chase people down. And Storm deciding to go for Kaya Sanj instead, having a bit more status resistance.
Okay.
And inside the Roche pit they go. They know the BKB is down. Everybody showed at the bottom lane. Toby using all this info going inside the Roche pit. Helm of the Overlord done. As we said, does have that Dino and going into AC next.
And Saberlight, he's always there. The blink black hole, that threat of the teamfight ulti. In these enclosed areas on the staircases around the Roche pit. Not something Boom want to entertain or get involved in. The ball lightning across.
He's completely out of mana. Hookshot connect.
They're in with Fishman. Yopaj just stepped too far. Stormer and Toby will close the gap and get another kill on the Storm.
Fishman with his fishing hook, getting that initiation, getting the... They did have vision. This one observer ward near enemy tier 1 tower did provide all the vision that they need. This was a very risky move from Yopaj.
Yeah, high risk, high reward, but not paying off whatsoever.
Yeah, it's more like high risk, no reward in the end, Gary.
Yeah, results oriented, that's the way we look at things. You are correct. And Storm with a few deaths, you know, a couple his own mistakes, but a lot of this is Entity seeing the opportunities and knowing that they can kill him. Now, Storm have got that solo kill on him a few minutes back in that top jungle, and they've really shut down the Yopaj Storm now. 432 GPM, his net worth is now below the Enigma.
Oh, and look at that. Kataomi did found the big boy Philly on Zeus, so he will be able to scale from position. For every single time I see Zeus played as 4, there is Philosopher's Stone. It's just a must.
Did Tiny get the Tumbler's Toy this game? He didn't, right? That's only for position 4, Tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, but Clockwork did. If there's Tiny, it will drop.
That's true. No Nature's Prophet in this game, so Spider Legs, less chance of spawning. As Boom gather up top, but they are scouted by that dire Observer Ward. Entity have seen them all coming. They know where they are. Their smoke might catch them off guard. But Entity are all holding hands down south. A little bit of push on the tier 2, try and unlock the outposts. And holding Aegis for 3 minutes. Lycan feeling incredibly strong right now.
This rocket that was just used by Fishman did reveal that camps near their outpost have been farmed, so that means that they know exactly where Boom is.
Good spot. Yeah, they'll know exactly where they were, where they ended up. CK shows mid, and they'll know there's a few heroes in behind him. While Entity, everybody but the Lycan smoked. CK shows on mid lane. Tiny, he can make the jump in. The avalanche toss. Down you go. Jackie forced to BKB. The Solar Guardian healing him up, and Storm needs some backup with Saberline.
There's the black hole.
There's the black hole.
Stolen black hole.
He stole it, but he's blown up before he can use it. They've got them all now. 3 down, 4th to follow, and Entity demolish Boom.
And Entity understanding, seeing CK on a mid lane and instantly jumping in with Stormer. He's already down to half HP, had to use BKB, and doesn't feel like too comfortable fighting it all AoE that they have with the Enigma and the threat of a black hole. Like, finally.
That's more than a threat.
Yeah, we finally see that black hole in the end there. CK less than half HP, also forcing Dawnbreaker ulti to come in, and Entity very good at disengaging. Saberlight catches an opportunity. Tims did manage to kill it, but managed to get the black hole, but those Lycan units on top of him means that he's gonna die.
Yeah, he dies so very quickly as well. And we've talked about these counters to the Dawnbreaker, right? With the Solar Guardian, you've got your Winter Wyvern, and any real AoE that catches a target. But here in this game, the real big counter is that Saberlight with a black hole. They're all dogpiling onto this one hero they're trying to save. In this case, it was the CK. That gives him such a sick opportunity just to land that massive teamfight ulti.
Yeah, also one thing, I would prefer if they gave this Aegis to Tiny instead, because you don't want to have this on Lycan. If he's in Shapeshift, he dies. Like, I know that he's kind of a carry in this game, but in my book, Tiny is the real carry.
Yeah, he's just running around killing Storm time and time again. And Yopaj still on the sidelines.
And as we expected, Stormer did pick up that earlier shard on Tiny
Very
to
nice.
be able to scale, and here they come again.
I mean, yeah,
CK
Jackie
needs to be careful.
He's just pushed back by the cogs, and Fishman, defensive hook shot. Scam and Jackie still looking for that opening though. Remove out some of these obs and sentries on their way through.
Oh, double damage for Tiny.
Oh boy. Oh, he's a hefty hitter now. I mean, this CK, we still need so many items for him to really feel like he's going to have that big impact that we've seen from the Tiny. We need the blink, we need the heart, something like that to allow him to either jump and catch or tank up and withstand the damage.
Stormer could be in trouble. He does have enough to buy a BKB if he disassembles Echo Saber, but not using Courier for now.
Oh, do they pop the smoke? They're getting nearby. Toby, he's there in line. They've got the catch on him, but Storm has blown up 2 already. The Tiny just demolishes them with his double damage rune. Jackie, that's not a fight you can win.
He's dead.
He's in the bin. He's done for.
Double damage on Tiny, sitting next to Lycan with all his aura. He hits for like 700-800 damage.
Where are you going, FBZ?
They know. Toby knows already.
He knows where you're heading. He's got the shard on the Starbreaker, and Yopaj will ball in. Delay that advance from Entity, but they focus buildings now.
I even lied. This is more than 800 damage on Tiny.
What is it? Like,
It's almost 900.
Jeez.
With AC, they do have more than enough to take down these bears. Apparently, you don't need a carry. This is what Entity is saying throughout this tournament.
Yeah, just play with 2 offlaners and a mid. Oh, it's beautiful to watch, isn't it?
It really is, and Kataomi did manage to find farm with the Philosopher's Stone, and also only having 2 deaths on Zeus, so that does have that NIMBY available.
So he does, and against the Storm Spirit, who has already had a rough time, that's going to compound things, make it even worse. And here we see Storm stomping. Like, he's blown up 2 supports already.
2 supports.
And then Jackie, yeah, your BKB, you toggle your armor on, but now back to life. We've got the Dawnbreaker dead again. Fishman tried to land the hook in towards the Rubik, just off the mark though, as Tims was able to slip away.
Stormer, he's hunting. He wants Storm.
Oh, Yopaj does
not have a blink available.
Had the mana to ball TP. And Skem keeping the vision going. 1 minute 20 until next Roshan. That's something that Boom are kind of dreaming about, thinking, hey, if we can get a team fight around there, or even sneak a steal of the Aegis, something like that, we can pick things back up in this game. 2 tier 2 still stand for them as well, so no easy access here for Entity to take another lane of barracks.
Entity wants to take a fight before going for the buildings, because once they kill people, these buildings disappear.
Yeah,
we saw Tiny with Lycan auras, and also, like next Roche that you mentioned, could potentially spawn in 40 seconds.
He's coming up quickly. Toby, what's he got next? He's going back into drums. Ceremonial robe going to be handed over. Do we give that to the Enigma? What's the Enigma holding neutral item-wise? Spider legs. Oh, that's pretty good.
It's very good to get out of the trouble and also position yourself for a black hole, because you don't necessarily need to keep, you can keep more distance and close it by going over the cliffs.
And they've given it over to the Zeus, that robe, instead. Magic resistance reduced, and it's a pretty decent radius, honestly. It's not that bad anymore. You can use it on some of these more ranged nukers, rather than just the AoE initiators. Oh, but a quickening charm now grabbed up. Entity getting all of those beautiful tier 3 items while, Boom, they're struggling. They don't really have access to the jungle.
They found Tim's already. He's going to die to Eidolons and also Nimby, Wolf. There's so much stuff on the ground. And Stormstormer finds another one.
He's going on Jackie. Oh, that hook shot barely scraped past him. Jackie, does he have BKB? He's going to use it now to get away from Saberlight, but the black hole is invisible. It's on the crystals. They couldn't even see it. Stolen by Tims, though. This is their opportunity.
This is potentially they need to land a big black hole. And I think Storm is saving up. Yeah, very smart from Yopaj, not showing what he's going for. He wants to surprise them with the budget black hole, going for that Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, the double black hole then.
It's going to be a setup. It's going to be a setup for Tims.
I love the little spiraling animation on that stolen spell.
And I believe he sold his magic wand, and now does have that Aghanim Scepter, so it's time to strike.
It is go time. 1 minute 30 for Roshan, though. No real key objective for them to play around, but they do have vision in that top jungle.
Another DD for Stormstormer.
You kidding me?
Nope, and he's holding on to Grobo. One of the reasons why he is managing to blow up people, lowering their magic resistance and then unleashing the full combo.
Oh, Fishman nearly popped that smoke. They'll see Toby and just go with the black hole straight away. Tims is cancelled out though now as Fishman's in and Saberlight joins. Toby with his BKB battling in and Yopaj blown up. Stormstormer finds the kill on Storm yet again, and Boom are crumbling. Entity seem to have their number.
This was supposed to be a big turnaround play with Aghanim Scepter reveal on Storm and a stolen black hole. Roshan will be alive in 45 seconds, so Entity do have enough time to go to the mid lane and kill this tier 2 tower, potentially see if they have buyback. Seeing that Storm Spirit did invest the gold into Aghanim Scepter, that means that most definitely he does not have a buyback, because he's not that farmed in this game.
Yeah, absolutely no, and tier 2s fall so quickly.
30
Paper
seconds.
Mache, just disgusting amount of physical damage, tower damage.
It's 1,000 damage on Tiny with DD.
Oh, buildings fall flat in the presence of Stormstormer's Tiny. This base now in disarray as Boom respawning in, 10 seconds on the Storm, 20 on the Rubik. Entity could very likely here just take the buildings and go back to Roshan as well. Nothing stopping Stormstormer. Get their melee.
He does have a BKB. That's Mega Creeps you're playing against right now. And you don't have heroes to deal with Mega Creeps, so that's going to be a huge issue. Inside Roach Pit, they go double Basher. It's Fishman with the Basher.
Fishman, what is that? Where's his courier? I don't believe it. I believe it now.
It is Giga Chad Fishman. Look at him go, prepping to be able to lock down Storm Spirit and potentially cancel the black hole later on.
Cheeky little devil, isn't he? I bet there's going to be tweets coming out after this game. 100% win rate on Basher on Clockwork. Never been done before, I reckon. In we go. Stormstormer is forced to BKB out of Jackie. FBZ getting clapped down by the Tiny though. And in the back, we've got Saberlight, Black Hole, and Yopaj Storm. That's game. It's over. Entity take game 1.
What a beautiful performance from Entity in this game number 1. Boom! They had 4-5k gold lead at one point, but didn't manage to utilize on it because Entity, they understood this Helm of the Dominator creep. They're not going to be able to deal with that, and a couple of really good black holes from Saberlight.
Oh, yes.
But I think MVP of this series, Stormstormer on his Tiny, the way they shifted priority in the draft, understanding that this Tiny can still be carried from